Excuse me. Not a good way to start a show, Jake.
Well,
Hey, how you doing?
are you serious?
How's everyone doing out there? How you doing, everybody?
Yeah.
Jake, what's going on?
Aaron Lewis, it's been a while, Adam.
It has. It has. It's good to be here.
It's been a while.
Doing a little show here.
Are we?
Yeah, well, kind of something we've never done before. We're gonna do a reaction video.
Reactions.
Yeah, reactions. Maybe that's the new show we do called reactions.
Like, reactions.
Doing it once in a
every
while.
day. Okay, now I see it. Like where you going with this?
Reactions. Doing every once in a while. No, I don't like it. It doesn't go very good.
Yeah, no, I'll have to think up a new jingle.
New jingle for the show. New show. Reactions. Guys, so yeah, we're gonna be doing a little reaction video. A little story behind why we're doing a reaction video is
Yeah. Let's get some background.
we've over the last, I don't know, maybe month or so, I was introduced to a show, YouTube channel, Iron Dogger, and my first kind of glimpse into Iron Dogger was maybe some comments maybe on our channel from Iron Dogger, but the first video I saw was Iron Dogger, this lady riding down the street, kind of just chilling with like a Sherpa hat type thing on, riding down on what was like a big wheel or a tricycle or like something like that, riding down the street, and it was a little goofy and I was like, what's that? I don't know. Caught my attention a little bit, and then that one. I started going through and looking at a couple of the other ones that were in there, and subscribed. And I think everybody else should subscribe too. I mean, you don't have to, but check it out and then make the decision. But the one where she was like upset that Daniela didn't like her video or something like that. It was like this boohoo cry video, but it was over the top, and it was funny, and it was for somebody to have the guts to go all out and be funny like that, it definitely caught my attention again. Right?
Immediately that screams as someone who she's cut from the same cloth as far as here it is, here we are, and the royally.
Yeah, let's have some fun and
get her done.
Not care what the deal is. That's kind of how we roll, and that's how she rolls, cut from the same cloth, you say.
Yeah.
Like that. Exactly. Yeah. And some of the mannerisms, Jake, you were saying, is she copying me or something? And I'm like, no, she's not copying me. She's just cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
Cut from the same cloth.
You're both weird, is what you're trying to say in a good way.
I did say that. In a
special.
Yeah, special.
Touched, if you will.
So,
Mike Jones.
Again, getting back to the story.
Nick.
Hey, Nick Price. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good.
LIB, what's up, brother?
This isn't your normal BLB show. This is maybe we'll do this again. Maybe we'll never do this again. But anyway.
Could be a one-off.
So, Jake, throughout the month. Hey,
Barb,
what's going on?
Never done one of these before.
Throughout the time going back and watching more and more Iron Dogger, I got thinking, I was like, this person could probably fit in really nicely for like a mountain stream show on our channel. And I was gonna, say, hey, okay, I'm gonna reach out to Iron Dogger and see if she wants to have anything to do with that. And then, I was too late. I'm always a little too late. The idea is just very shortly after that, I see a video where she's saying she's going to be going on Bigfoot Odyssey. And I was like, dang it, a little too late on that one. I should have pulled the trigger a little sooner. But it was a good thing too, because I was like, well, now Carrie can do the work for us, and I'm sure he's going to do it awesome. So I was like, okay, cool. And then it happened. I got the notification.
Yeah.
I started watching it. I watched maybe 15, 20 seconds of it, just the very beginning. And then I stopped it and I was like, we got to do something. And I asked you, I said, Jake, have you seen the Bigfoot Odyssey Iron Dogger late show? And you said, what did you say?
Well, I did see that she was nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. before the show, and I remember getting butterflies before going on a BLB or a Blue Line Wednesday. Yeah, we could totally relate. It was,
Totally relate.
yeah, it was so, but it was funny to see someone else getting the jitters. It's that's always fun when it's not you.
It was definitely, I could totally relate. I was like, oh boy, I've been there before. But that's as far as I watched it, and I stopped.
Yeah,
and I said, so me and Jake haven't watched this video yet.
So yeah, so is this kind of like doing homework for a reflection or a mountain stream?
It might be. It might be. Who knows? I really don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the content is.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
We don't even know what was said.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's right now. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. So I mean, guys, it is just something we're gonna do. I mean, I'm sure probably everybody watching this, like you said, Jake, has probably already seen that show on Big Fat Odyssey already. I don't know, maybe you haven't.
Yeah.
But so anyway, we're gonna watch it now, and we're gonna make a reaction video.
We're gonna take some notes. Okay.
Take some notes. Jake has a notebook.
React.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe halfway through, maybe a little later, if you get a little hungry, we can make some popcorn, maybe, Jake.
Oh, popcorn would be that'd be great.
Something like that.
Getting my good tooth though, it might.
It does. It
might give me a problem. But anyway,
let's start it. Just want to make sure everybody's having a good time out there. Here we go. Let's see what we.
Without further ado, guys. Yeah. Well, okay. Well,
we're just gonna do it. This is what we came here for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what we came here for. Boomski.
And we are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bigfoot Honesty. This is our late show formats. I'm your host, Gary Arnold. My co-host is not with me tonight. Brad is at a concert.
Brad's at a concert
in Dallas, but standing in for him, our good friend Mark Newbill. He is the creator of Sawdust Beast on YouTube. You can watch them every Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
You think Brad's at a Guns N' Roses?
Grab Sawdust Beast.
Probably. Sounds about right.
I'll put a link in the description.
That Sawdust Beast channel is awesome.
Our guest for this evening. She's the creator of Iron Dogger on YouTube. And we are so glad to have her here for an interview. Jackie, welcome.
She looks great.
Good to be here.
Great.
It's great to have you here. Kind of been looking forward to this.
Iron Dogger cleans up. Jake, Iron Dogger cleans up good.
Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone, please keep clean for us in the chat. We certainly do appreciate that. Our moderators are pretty tolerant, but kids are watching. That's all we ask that you guys.
For the kids.
Just kind of keep it clean for us. We definitely appreciate it.
I mean, we're doing better at that.
All right,
our
moderators.
Yeah, well,
we're doing better than that. I was watching some old BLB last night.
Iron Dog.
And we were swearing left and right.
The Iron Dog is a race, and it's a 2,000-mile race on a snowmobile, which I guess would be an Iron Dog, essentially.
Well, you would have an iron
in Alaska. They do it in the middle of February, so it's not an easy thing. Now, so you call yourself Iron Dog.
Sorry.
Does that mean
you've
be
done rude?
This?
Yes.
Hey.
My race partner Missy and I are still the
Evening
first
Lane.
and only women's team to have completed.
On the Great White North, we were spitting snow today.
Fantastic.
Oh, sorry.
That's absolutely incredible. It gives some meaning to the name Iron Dogger. I mean,
I didn't know
see
what it
you
was.
all the time.
I thought it was a race with you run with your dog.
People watch your
swim with
videos, or you got a sense
one of a
like
kind.
no other.
The only,
gotta say,
only ones to ever finish.
So, how long did it take you
Females.
to do the 2,000 miles?
It's 5 days. They span it
2,000
out
miles,
5 days. So
what?
They have, back when we did it, you
Divided by
had to
5?
strategize where you were going to do your layovers and
400 miles a day.
And so all of that was part of the race, and where you were
400 miles.
stash parts, which parts you were going to carry,
Are you
all of that
serious?
kind of stuff. Because the
Let's
only
snowmobile to
time
Buffalo.
you had a garage and
Today.
use of pneumatic tools is
I don't
halfway
think
point,
so,
which
bud.
is a no.
And then doing it again
That's
for
the
5
finish line
days.
5
for the
days in a row.
Iditarod. And so
On a snowmobile.
that's the only time you get to actually get in a garage and warm the sled up and get all the ice and everything melted off the suspension and actually get in there and work on it. But other than that, you better be able to do all of your repairs on the trail with whatever tools and what you ever.
You gotta be putting your MacGyver.
Jeez.
And for those that don't know what the Iditarod is, that's the dog version.
Yeah.
That's only
the
a
Iron Dog,
1,500
where
mile
they
race, though,
actually-
right? Or 1,200.
Is it 2,000 miles also?
No, they only do 1,000 miles.
Only 1,000.
Only. No, I'm telling
Just
you that
the
is
simple
brutal.
1,000.
Just a grand for those little pups.
Hands down,
It's
Iditarod is
stay
big time.
positive.
I think
Just gotta
2,000
stay
miles on a
Stay
snowmobile
positive.
is, I mean, what do you
For
wear?
Bigfoot.
Well, at that time, they really didn't have gear custom for riding.
Well, you wear some
long
wool
distance
pants
for that
and
climb.
layers,
They
Carrie,
just come out with,
layers.
Like
full
layers.
lines,
Yeah.
and
Gotta-
they had some of their racers out there testing it on the Iron Dog Trail. That's where a lot of the manufacturers
Wool.
and parts and everything
The
do a lot of
IDT, the
testing on
Iron
that trail
Dog
with
Trail.
their racers, because that equipment is put to the ultimate test, because it has to make that endurance, you
sure.
know, all the way. So
And you're about to be inducted into the Iron Dog Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
yeah, that's in the works,
Dang.
and so Missy and I are
Hall of
quite proud
Fame.
about that.
Boom, that's
so
pretty
she's in
awesome.
the midst right now putting together our photos and everything for that.
Cool.
So
Cool.
we managed to take pictures on the trail. So go figure.
Well, definitely something
She's
to be proud
definitely
of.
different
That being
person
said,
right now than
this is a
her
Bigfoot
channel.
So,
Yeah,
You
let's
know?
bring,
we're gonna-
let's bring
we're
up the
gonna
whole
get into-
screen here.
Bring
we're
the
going to
whole
get
screen,
in.
yeah.
Well, I just wanted everyone to know that didn't
There
know,
we go.
you
Let's see
know,
what's-
why you call yourself Iron Dogger, and maybe
Oh,
it makes a
yeah.
little more sense now.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we know.
But you're also going to
Now we
be
know.
helping out Russell on Mogollon Monster once a week, right? You're going to be co-hosting with him.
Right. That's correct.
You guys make sure you go subscribe to Mogollon Monster. He does a live show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I want to say it's 10 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday, 11 o'clock
What was
on
it, boy?
Thursdays.
Man,
So
I'm so old now.
make
I'm
sure you
always
go
asleep by
do
then.
that and check that out.
I'm getting old.
Now, something that you and I had talked about
Mogs another part of the family,
was
Jake. Another part of the
Oh,
family.
another branch on the
You're-
tree.
just
Adam.
another branch
on
just
the
another
tree.
branch on the tree.
of Sasquatch. You had grown up essentially knowing that these creatures were out there, but you had had a lot of experiences
Strange
that
branch.
you just didn't
but,
point to these creatures until later
love
on.
all the
I
branches.
mean,
That's
I know
exactly
it
what
kind of
happened to me.
perplexes you. We've talked about that, but
I mean, that
any
happened to me
idea
so much.
why that is?
No, it is.
What's that?
It's so bizarre to
Just
me.
like
And as
when
someone who likes psychology,
things
and all of
happen to
that
you
kind of
throughout
stuff,
your life,
it's
but
really
until you start
perplexing
researching Bigfoot
because
stuff,
I don't know.
you knew it was
if
weird,
was
but
just a shut
then
off
you connect the dots later in life after you've done the research and delved
some
into
kind
it,
of protection,
and it's like all these things
or
that
what,
stood
I
out
don't
in your
know.
life that were
But
weird, all of a
it
sudden
was just
stand out and are like
complete
that.
out of
could
sight,
be
out of
Bigfoot.
mind in my head. Like I never ever acknowledged Sasquatch. It was like as a kid,
Rubes.
sure, I knew it was. It wasn't even a question
What's up,
of
Brother
if
T?
it existed. I
Ruger
knew it
Ridge.
existed,
Brother
and
T.
so once I started
Eyes
getting
on Rubes.
into my career and into education and all of that, I was just so laser focused on pretty much that. And so when I'd get out in the woods, it was
Mango
a release
Pepsi?
from work,
Damn, Jake, you're big
and
leaguing me.
so a lot of those experiences, I think
Yeah,
a bear,
don't tell nobody I'm
was
drinking
more or
Pepsi.
less what was at the forefront
But
of
they
my
put a
mind at
mango on
all.
the-
At
on the
all
label.
the
I
time
gotta
being
try
in
it out. Some
Alaska,
sucker
they're just
for
there
promotions.
all over the place, and so
Sorry.
especially where I was, I've had so
Get me
many
every time.
encounters, and I've been charged, and it's one of those things. So I don't know if I don't know. It is so weird to me. I just find that really, really bizarre.
So what was that apathetic moment, I mean, that epiphany you had where you said, "Oh, wait a minute, this could be"?
When I
This.
after I had been diagnosed with cancer and was in lockdown for 6 weeks in the hospital, and so I was I couldn't leave the hospital. No one could come see me. So I started watching YouTube and came across Survivor Man interview, and he was talking about his experience in Alaska. And when he
What's
did
his
his
name?
call,
Les
I don't know
Stroud.
what it was, but all of
He's
these
cool.
memories
I
just
like
came
Les Stroud.
flooding in, and I just was really confused.
I think
and
we get along
looked at
good
my
with
dad
Les
and was
Stroud.
like,
He'd probably come on the mountain
any of this
stream.
make sense
maybe,
to you? And
reach
he
out.
just,
Why wouldn't he let? He'd probably love it.
because he'd
love
he's
it.
been all over
We'll get some
Alaska,
rapids
and so
together
I
for
just
you.
it was like, okay, and so I started
Les.
doing some research, and when I came across the Sierra Sound, that's when I dropped my phone, and it was absolutely real right then and there. And my moment on the river came right back, flooded right there. I was in that tent again, holding that kazoo, and I just
that story. I did.
It was intense.
She told that story
after that.
on her
I
channel,
just started
and
the memories.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
and
like,
they still are coming through, and it's like,
that's real deal. That's what happened. I absolutely 100%. I don't know, it couldn't be anything else. It's oblivious, as far as I know.
Because I'm not oblivious out in the woods, but there comes this point where you're just like, seriously, the disconnect is alarming almost.
Well, there seems to be a cognitive dissonance, because what's real to you is what you've experienced, not just what you've heard of. Even though you believe these creatures are out there, you believe they're real. What's more real to you are a lot of things out there that kind of match what Sasquatch could be, like bears. So you've actually had, visual, physical encounters with them. But these other things, these strange things, I don't see why you would have had a reason to go there, even though you were aware, even though you knew and heard those stories, until you would hear talking and immediately think there were other people out there with you. And you'd be like essentially in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So walk us through this tent episode.
That shit used to happen.
Well,
at
I was out
our
on the
house
Deshka,
when I was a kid, across the road,
the Matsu River,
down near the Bird Pond. We would hear
it was the Deshka, and it
stuff
was
like people talking, but you couldn't ever understand what they're saying. But they're right down in the woods down there, and we were always like, "Who the hell's on our land?" And then yell and stuff, and you hear nothing. Go down there, nothing, and like just like,
and they would
what the hell? And then I remember one time,
out there,
like something like a baby. Somebody said that there was like a baby, like somebody with a baby down there. And we're like, who are these? Maybe they need help. And we're waiting for people to walk up the trail,
I just
to the road, and they just never do.
I just finished dinner, and it was just my dog and I, and we were on an island, and it was a small little island, a sand island.
So when was that? 80s.
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Off and on for many years. It wasn't just one time. It was like all throughout my childhood. I remember
where I was,
more than once. Like, sounds like a group of maybe 4 or 5 people just right down at the cabin. The cabin,
and just you can't walk through them unless you have a machete. There's you're just not walking through it. And at that point, now Alaska,
this is serious.
Daylight.
This is
really
real.
late.
But
as you look down in the brush and stuff, it's dark. Like you can't really see what's in there, and it's like dusk, time at that point. Even though it's probably like, I don't know, 1, 2 in the morning. Even
the reason why I wasn't paying attention so much is I've heard this story.
So
before,
I am just like,
I'm sorry,
really intrigued. I'm thinking, okay, these people are either drunk or they're going to be in a lot of trouble here any minute, and I'm going to have to come over and rescue them. And so I'm just sitting there listening to them, and I could hear they were talking, and I couldn't make out what they were saying though. So that's why I was like, oh, well, either they are, speaking another language. And so I just was listening, kept doing my thing, sitting around the fire, and they started hooting and hollering and whistling and just carrying on. And it was
I've never heard whistling myself.
It was really awkward, especially out there,
because around
the fishermen
the
out there
Irish town, Snyder Mountain
area.
I mean, back in Alaskans, and plus the south side down into
they're not out there
area through there,
creating trouble like that.
Friends of mine
and I just thought,
told me about being chased off that mountain,
and the whistling wasn't
because there was something whistling.
I don't know how to explain this. It was just weird, and it was really loud.
That's exactly what they said.
Really loud.
That's exactly what they said.
And so I kept looking, and I couldn't see anything.
That was Tony's dad.
And then all of a sudden, it got a little bit of quiet.
And his mom, I believe. I think it was his Tony's dad and mom out hunting.
Blood
and like a drive.
Scream. It just shook me to the absolute core of my body. And I don't know what a woman sounds like but that is what it sounded like. I've heard rabbits. I've heard
my
fox.
Parents
I've heard
used to say,
wolves, coyotes. I've heard everything
from
scream, howl, all that kind
something
of
was
nothing
up on the back hill, like where Emmy's house is, out in the woods there. It sounded like a lady getting murdered.
grab my casul.
Mom, you can talk to
Just
mom about
grab,
it. That's what,
yeah.
that's what they always
running onto
said.
the boat.
And we
Got
like
onto the boat. My dog's
blood-curdling
tailing with
It
me.
sounded
and
like
I
a
am
woman being
screaming,
murdered.
Are you
As well.
okay?
I don't know
And
what
I've
it sounded
got
like because I
this
didn't hear
deadly
it.
whistle.
Yeah.
But that's
And
what I
I'm
heard.
whistling
Like
and
my whole life
whistling,
growing
and I'm
up,
hollering,
that we
"Hey,
have
you need
these.
help? I'm coming!" And I'm
You hear
And John Mitchell was like,
shattered,
that's not
but
that's not
like,
what a
if
the
someone's in
fox just
trouble,
make
I will
noise,
be
but
there.
that
And
wasn't it.
you
That's
don't want to
not
cross
what
the
a
river
fox
when
sounds
it's
like.
like
Mountain
that. 'cause
lion,
at that
saying,
time,
well,
there's lots of logs and
them
stuff
were,
in that river.
I did see
and,
one down there by the
it's a
trailer
big
court in
river,
North Creek.
and
Uh,
it's not dark, but it's like twilight, so it's hard to explain.
And
But anyhow,
Crepuscular.
I'm not. So I'm debating,
Up
like,
by
is it
the,
worth it?
the
Is it
mill in
not?
Ticonderoga.
It's one of those things, and it got
The
really quiet.
crepuscular hours are
And my dog was
oftentimes
like, "I'm
most
out of here." He
active.
bailed, and he
Dusk-
just
dusk
scooted
and
right off
dawn.
the boat back up
How
onto
would
the-
you say
onto
that
the
word again?
island.
Crepuscular.
And I thought, okay, that was bizarre, but all right. And I just got this really weird
I'm gonna have to
feeling.
look that one up.
Okay,
That's a
something's not right about this. So I went up and sat by the fire
pretty
again,
good.
and I
4
sat there for a
syllables.
long time
That's
listening.
2 above
And you
my
can
average.
hear whatever was over there coming.
Ah.
Like you can hear it making its way
Oh,
through
nice.
there.
Hey, Daily Dan, what's up,
And
buddy?
I don't know. Probably about
Oh,
20 minutes
Tommy,
later, I
look
don't
at
know.
him.
I could hear something come
Oh,
across the river.
crepuscular. Oh, see,
Nothing
I put it
crosses
as
the
crep.
Matsu except
Crep.
a big bear,
Crep
big
as in a
moose.
crepe. Is it like a
like
crepe?
Of resembling
it's
or relating
cold.
to
Like
Twilight.
people don't cross that river.
Oh,
You don't swim
crepuscular.
in the waters in Alaska like that. You're gonna die. And so
Is that Kristen Stewart?
it's like, oh great, I'm gonna have problems because my dog loved everything and liked to get into every animal. I cannot tell you how many problems I've had with that dog. So I was thinking this is gonna be a great night. This is gonna get really interesting really fast. You could hear it come up on the island, and I thought, oh gosh, this is it. This is really gonna be it.
Looks like that
You can hear it stepping.
episode where
And
you
it
were
was
doing
big
your
and heavy, and I thought it's a bear. It is
in front of the
definitely a
bed
bear.
there.
I'm
What
in my
episode
mind
is
this
that?
whole time. It's a bear. I'm going to be dealing with a big old bear.
Was that later on?
Getting away from whatever was
When
across the
it took
river.
place?
And
Huh?
so I'm
Was
just
it in?
prepared
Oh,
for
was
this,
it in?
and it's
the
coming around
cameraman?
What?
the
You're shooting
uh,
cutaways
island,
in
and I
front
can
of your
hear
bed
it
with
trotting
the
around
laundry.
out there, and my dog's pacing back and
That was
forth. And I'm
for
like, okay, I got my
Deer
Deer
Cazul.
Creek: The Return, I
I'm good.
believe.
Oh, Deer Creek.
So I'm get my mag light up. I'm looking. I still don't
So it
see
reminds me
anything
of
out
the,
there. You know, it's still light enough
background there.
that like you can see, but it's like dark enough in the trees and in those stuff that you can't really make anything
See, this is
out
the type
in
of
it. And
encounters that
so
we were probably going to
it's
have.
just
when we go
really
to the
weird. Then
Snyder
my dog
overnighter.
went and laid over this
Oh,
log
my.
that was laying there and just sat there, just froze, and just
Man,
dead stared
that's
at
gonna be a pretty
something
active
out
one.
there. And I thought,
I think
oh,
we're probably
okay,
going to have a
this is-
party that weekend. So
This is where it
put
gets
that
real.
on your calendar.
And so
Me,
I
you, Nelly,
just
Joe,
sat and
Katie.
nothing. There was nothing
Em.
moving, and it was really weird. And I
What
don't
weekend
know.
is that?
It's so
Pool
funny to
opening,
me, but
Memorial Day
you
weekend.
go in the
one we
tent.
were going to
To
do.
me, that is so funny.
Oh.
I don't know why every single person that goes and
Well, that might be after the
You're safe.
list.
it's yeah. Even though that tent was a good tent, it was a really dang good tent. It's a blackout tent because it's daylight out there all the time. So, and yeah, I get in my tent. It's like, okay, we're good. We're okay. I got my Cazul. We're good. My dog is in there. All of a sudden, I can hear it coming
Coming around the bend?
to the tent, and I'm like, you can hear it. It's stopped.
Squatch be
Okay.
coming around the tent when he
And
comes.
so my mind is going through like,
Squatch
what
be
am I going to
coming
do?
around
Like,
the tent
seriously, at this
when
point,
he
it is so real, and
comes.
I've been through so many bear encounters. You're just kind of going like, what are you going to do? What are you going
Bearing?
to do? There's many different
To get my
there's
bearings
just
straight.
options all over. But what are you going to
The
do?
Bering Strait. That's where the
And so,
Squatch came over from Asia.
especially having my dog with me at
Probably.
that time is like,
Probably.
oh, this is just not a
Through
good
Russia.
mix.
LAB style.
And my
Daily
dog
Dan.
just scoots in my bag like
What's
it's
up,
like
brother?
I'm coming in. I just
gotta do another one.
right down all the way to the bottom of my bag, and I was like, oh, okay, that's really
Hey, Sonia.
weird. And I thought, okay, well, at least he's not going to be a problem. That was my thought. At least he's not going to be a problem. So it's like, okay, we're
Is
going
it
to be quiet.
Ethan?
Huh?
Ethan.
I'm listening, and that thing's
This?
brushing up against the tent.
Oh, we
and
gotta
I'm
do
thinking,
Ethan.
oh. Now the tent I'm in, keep in mind, was a Gary King brand tent. Now they don't have Gary Kings
We
anymore
will
in
be
Alaska, but it was a
reviewing this
Gary King
mango
brand tent, and it was
Pepsi.
a 2-layered tent, and it was strong. And it had big, thick
It looks
poles,
good, doesn't
and
it?
so in order for that thing to come
I
through,
love
it would have to
mangoes,
come through
and I'm
seriously
excited to see
2
what's inside here.
canvas tents.
Hmm.
And so I'm just thinking, all right, if it's a bear, it's going to come through. Like it will come through those tents. And so I'm waiting for where it may flex. Like where's that tent going to flex? And I'm just holding my casul, waiting, like just waiting. And I know it's going to happen. I'm just prepared. It is about to happen. I
will give this a 9.6.
I mean, I know it's out there. It's a bear. It's big. Next thing I know, it's daylight and the boat is pulling up. And it's like something's wrong. Like that boat should not be off the fishing hole at this point in time because that is prime fishing. And so we're talking king salmon fishing is very small season. And so that is like big, like anyhow. So the guide was not thrilled to have to come off the hole. But the people that were on the boat were really concerned because they heard all the screaming and all that stuff. Well, he was convinced, if there was a problem,
Vince McMahon,
we would have heard the casul. And he's absolutely right. If there was a problem, they would have heard the casul. And that thing's a hand cannon. Everybody would have heard that gun.
So you keep saying casul, and I know it's like this badass weapon, but
casul
makes me think like
potato. It's a weapon, essentially, for those that don't know.
That's so weird that
we carry kazoo.
Me and Carrie are saying the same thing at the same time.
It's essentially a beefed up
synchronicity of Squatch,
300 plus grain
reaction video.
Stay positive.
You just gotta stay positive.
Right.
This day and age, I mean, we're only here for one reason. That's for Bigfoot.
There's tracks all around my tent.
It's for Bigfoot, guys.
That's all for
Bears.
It's
not for any human.
So
it's not for a person. It's not for a person.
I just got through a massive bear encounter and somehow went to sleep.
For Bigfoot.
Somehow went straight to sleep, holding my. I'm glad I didn't. I'm just lucky I didn't blow my head off.
We both said casul at the same time. Me and Carrie.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Simpatico.
That would not be. That's so abnormal.
I carry a kazoo in the woods when I go.
That's not.
I found one yesterday underneath the trees over here. Actually, Morton pointed it out. I've been seeing it for many months now. It's surfacing from one of the children that once lived here.
Really?
They dropped it back there, and it
talked, and then they got back on the fishing hole.
Pine needles go cover it.
Went through like.
Then I've been walking back there, so now it's resurfacing.
No biggie.
Do you know how much time passed?
No.
Wow.
Hours. At least
Good
hours
question.
For sure.
Hours between the last time we heard.
That time I went into the tent.
The sawdust one.
Like I said, probably around.
Excuse me, sorry.
1-2ish in the morning. Alaska is impossible.
So it's no good for you.
Time because of the sunlight and the daylight. So it's hard to say, but it was broad daylight when they pulled up. So it was early. Yeah, hours.
Yeah, you want to put it down.
It's not unheard of, but it's kind of rare that these creatures would act that way. It's almost not at all like
45 when he goes out there squatching.
Coming into
said he went out the other day.
If there's no food or anything,
until way after,
but even if there was, that's what they would be going
come back
for.
in.
Right.
But just kind of messing with you around the tent, maybe just checking you out.
Chased it.
Who? That does seem to be Sasquatch behavior
the guy who
to a
already
degree.
Seen it.
We don't hear a lot of it, but most people that are researchers, that's who we hear it from, because they're aware.
Don't read his lips.
They know what's out there. And these things come into the camp. If you're not aware, you would probably think bear. You
ran through the bras and ran through the bras.
I think it's not unheard of. It's nothing rare, but I think that's only because
break a leg.
Where do you go? You go bear, just like you did.
Yeah. And then you kind of put things like that out of your mind.
I took Johnny Horton
out of your box.
To show and tell in kindergarten.
But then when you think back on it and you think you're hearing talking, you're hearing whistling and things like that, and then you start, on down the road, you start connecting these dots.
On down the road.
And that's how that is coming together.
Big Sam left Seattle in the year of 92.
Kayaking around.
John read his eyes and his brother Billy
did. Out there, and we
boy,
he lost.
That one always made me sad when I was little.
Every little
well, come all this way, Johnny Reb, Johnny Reb. We could do like a Johnny Horton
beautiful area, and there's
the infomercial at the night.
Sank the Bismarck.
And I got off my kayak and I was walking around.
There was a little dot on.
these trees upside down, roots up,
stuff
in the ground. And I was
touched
like,
powder off the gator, lost his mind.
That is some hurricane, because we do get hurricane force winds in Alaska. So,
like I was telling you, I was watching season 2 last night,
that is some
and there was that we found that
winds to
poplar
take that log
that
and
was
just
stuck in the tree
that thing
so
right
much
into
that you
the
couldn't
ground
even
like
you were
that.
you
And
put
I
your foot
remember
out and kicking
got
it like
pictures
that, and
of
it wouldn't
it. I
hardly
was
budge.
really rather
Things like
impressed, you know,
stuck
like,
down
man,
in the
and they
ground
were all over
next to
down
that
there.
burnt tree out in the middle
All
of the
over.
woods.
Yeah, with nothing else burnt around it.
That is crazy. But,
Yeah, and that's a place where I took a nap,
Let's burn
which
this
I
tree
wouldn't
out
normally do. Like that's
the
not
stump
like there's
and not
like
leave
stuff
any,
like
not
that is
burn
just
anything
weird
around
to
it.
me, and I wake up just
yeah.
and you could see
Maybe
in
it
the
was
grass
singed by
something came
aliens.
around me, but yeah, it's stuff like that I'm just, it makes me want to
Well,
I don't know now that it's in the forefront of my head. Going out into the woods is a totally different experience. I'm just a lot. I don't know. I don't think.
Well, it's observational bias, and
me
that
being out in the
goes
woods
both
at this
ways.
point, Jake, I'm
you were
aware
probably thinking
and blah
bear
blah blah.
before
We've
you
had our
ever got out of the
encounters
tent.
of sorts.
So every sign you
but neither
see
of us have
is
had
bear, no matter what.
Information.
Right.
a
So
bluff
it's,
charger, and
I think if this would have been the other way around,
sighting of any
Sasquatch, and
sort,
there's
so.
a lot of researchers that
Other
do
than a
this.
black
There's a lot of
bear.
people that go out in the woods.
Seeing a
that
black bear in the
are
woods
aware of
it
Sasquatch,
scared
and it doesn't
me,
matter what
and they
happens.
were
That
more
is
scared of me
Sasquatch.
than I was of them.
No, we didn't see
Right,
it.
I
goes
did
both-
see one.
it goes
once,
both
though.
ways.
When I was hiking in the woods, I saw a black bear just
complete
in the woods.
disconnect.
But
This
when we
one
went
is
down to
utter
sit
complete
and listen
disconnect.
on
So
Barb
training out on
Hotep's
the
property,
now this is
Yeah.
before I'm
and
gonna take these
that
bracelets off.
well, I think it was a bear,
before
screamed right
my
next to us,
actual
like 10 feet
race
away.
partner that I did the Iron Dog with, the one previous to her, we were out training for the Iron Dog,
And we froze like
it was
a
26
couple of
below.
Roman
So the only people
statues.
out there are Iron Doggers training for the race, and her and I laid the fresh tracks out, and we were going for probably about a 200-mile run that day.
Keep it up, Jake.
And so
Are
we
you
were
serious?
on our way back,
This Mac
and
cannot.
we
What does it
still
say?
had the fresh
Can't
tracks
connect
out
to the
there.
iCloud.
We're coming back through the
Oh
swamp,
man, we're getting pop-ups.
and all of a sudden something catches my mind, my eye and my mind, and it's like something's wrong, and it just choom, and I just stop. I look over, and there are barefoot prints. Barefoot, like they are clearly barefoot in the snow, and my mind is like, hypothermic trapper. Oh geez, there's a hypothermic trapper out here. Oh crap. So I get off, but then my head goes, this is
He's throwing
bizarre,
off his clothes.
because ski tip to track is the distance this thing of its gait. And I thought, what the hell am I dealing with? The Jolly Green Giant? Like, again, never. Nothing Sasquatch. Nothing. So I'm looking at these tracks. So I go back and I start running. Like, let's see if I can even make this in a full sprint. Like if I was
got what I missed.
just full on,
Big
Nope.
footprints.
could not mimic that gait. And I thought,
Footprints
dang, this
Yeah,
dude's
barefoot
huge, and he's
in the
naked and
snow.
hypothermic.
in
my
season
bunny
2
boots,
as well. We
I don't know if
found
you've
that
seen bunny
one
boots, but they're
footprint
huge.
in the middle
They
of
look
the
like giant
nowhere.
balloons
Remember
on
that?
your
It's in the
feet.
video, dude. It looks like it's a shoe though, which is
that
weird.
track dwarfed my bunny boots. And I thought,
Huh.
this dude's
But it
huge
doesn't exactly. But it
he's
does. It's like, what is
naked.
that?
and running
I don't
around.
know.
At least
Be,
barefoot.
be safe at work.
Definitely
there.
barefoot. But in Alaska,
uh,
we had the barefooters up there. Another story. I'm serious. Like they went barefoot everywhere. Winter, it didn't matter. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. Anyhow, but again, I'm thinking now that
Dude, if I
something's not
walk
right, though.
seriously outside in the snow
So
to get the
my
mail,
partner pulls up and I
to get the
point
mail,
to the
I can't go
tracks
get
and
the
I
mail
tell
and
her,
come
we've
back
got a
barefoot in the
hypothermic
winter.
trapper out here.
My
We
feet
got to go
hurt
find him.
so
and I
bad,
just
like
pull
in
rope
cold
and
water.
choom,
Some friends
take
of mine
off.
can jump in cold water and
She
everything.
follows me.
I'm fine
get up
most
to
of my
the-
body, but my feet
This tree
in
line.
cold water.
And I'm
and
following
that-
the tracks all the
it
way
hurt-
through.
it
And
hurt
this is through
so
deep
bad.
swamp and stuff.
Oh,
and
my
we get to the
goodness.
tree line.
I got good circulation
And
too.
I jump off my sled and boom, I am in chest. It is above my waist. I am in snow. Whatever was walking in there, post hold through that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my head is thinking, this dude is huge. He has to be 7 foot tall. There's no way. There's no way. Like when you snow machine and stuff, that's part of the way. Like if you get stuck, you make that trench out. because you're plowing through that snow because you can't hole through it.
I did not know that.
My partner pulls up.
I haven't.
She takes one look at me and she says,
geez,
"I am not chasing wild man."
I know.
And turns around and left me. Now she was an Alaskan Native. I thought, that was sweet.
Toe first.
As I'm standing there,
toe heel.
Into there, Are you okay? Are you okay? I just got this really creepy feeling.
Toe heel, my friend. Toe heel.
Huh, that's weird.
Takes a concerted effort to walk.
And hightailed it, caught up to her and waved her to the bar on Big Lake, and we went in there, and that's where you normally turn in search and rescue stuff. So I go in there. There's 3 guys at the bar and the bartender, and I said, "Hey, out on Swamp 5, there's a naked dude out there. He's running around. You need to get a search and rescue out there or something, or at least keep your ears open." And they all turn and look at me. Bartender's just rubbing his glass, and they all matter-of-factly go, "Oh, that's a wild man." I got mad, like really mad. And I said, "Now, who is this wild man out naked, running in 26 below on the swamp, and no one's worried? No one's a bit concerned about this dude out there. All right, I'm done. I'm done." And I just got back outside, got on my sled, and just rode it home. And it was just like, whatever. It was boom, out of mind again. And, I watched the news for like weeks waiting for some frozen trapper to be found out there. Nothing.
And even them saying wild man,
putting wild man. Wild man
I went with who is this dude out
Wild
there?
Man Bigfoot?
What is that good?
Wild Man? I feel like it's like maybe Wild Man and Bigfoot are the same thing.
I don't know.
Probably,
weird.
Right? I don't know, man. Freaking weird shit.
Well, I think that's interesting that the natives, before the term Bigfoot was ever coined or Sasquatch came along, that's pretty much what everyone called it was, a wild man in the woods. That's what we hear anyway. Wow. I've got so many reports, especially from Florida, from Central Florida to the Keys, from 1895 to
where the name
around
William
1910
comes from. Wild Man.
Parsons was sending me
William Wild
you never
Man.
heard the term.
William Wild Man.
Wild Man.
Wild
William.
And a lot of the everyone was a wild man back in the day.
William Wild Man statement because it's on your integrity. The words Bigfoot or Sasquatch didn't come until 1958.
53.
Yeah.
I mean 8.
When the term Bigfoot was in headlines.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jake.
Anyway, interesting stuff.
We
are. You guys. I know some of you have questions. We're going to take questions for Jackie.
Oh man.
Toward the last quarter of the show, so save your questions for them, please. Make sure I'll remind everyone. But when you do have your questions, make sure you have them all in caps for us. Makes them easier to find.
Yeah, I mean,
appreciate that.
I got hit with something before, and it made me have like
question.
Extreme lightheadedness. I started seeing what I thought was like a vision in my head.
American natives,
like when you look at the sun and then you look away and you have like that dark spot or whatever. It was like that, but it was an overcast day. And I was in the woods, and that started happening in my vision. I was seeing this image of something I couldn't quite make out.
Like that they could give you some information.
And it was right on Deer Leap where everybody,
and like
there's been tons of Bigfoot sightings in that area, and I didn't know that until way later. And UFOs.
I was talking to them earlier today about it. And,
really?
Getting some of their, support and everything. But yeah, there's traditions and lore that is out there that I'm now starting to, investigate and learn more and more about, but like I said, up in Alaska, it was just known. They were just known. It's a weird thing. It was just a known.
Yeah.
Exist.
Not enough people, not enough media, not enough new world up there to make it something taboo
or any of it. Like it's weird, and I don't know if it's Alaska mindset, but Alaskans are a whole different breed of people. Like we've got much bigger things to deal with than anything else. Like day-to-day life in Alaska is a whole different grind. It really is. And so I don't know, it's easier to put those things out of mind and just get back into your next
Alaska
thing.
scares me.
A lot of people are subsistence.
People don't come back from
eating,
Alaska.
you know, so you're hunting, you're fishing, you're
just
trying to fill your freezer, you know,
the
before winter hits, and
the,
so
the lighting up
you know,
there
things like that
with
just
all the dark and then all the light and all that stuff was
they're not
weird.
there, you know.
Yeah.
Even though you hear about it all the time, you know,
It's just so
yeah. Now
out
I'm starting
there.
to ask a lot more questions, especially when I got out around the
Yeah, it's
cabin
gonna be
and thought,
dark for
you know,
6
oh,
months.
this,
So yeah,
see all
we're,
those like
you
what they
know,
claim are signs
the sun's
all
gonna go
around the
away for
cabin,
3
and I got
months.
to look at
Come
and
out in
thought, oh
April.
well,
And
this
then
is a
it'll
little,
be
That'll be
light
light
all the time.
until the end of
You know,
November again,
it's
and
just yeah.
no
So
no
I
dark
don't
at
know
all.
They grow some
exactly what I'm
huge
looking for,
ass
but I'm, you
vegetables up
know,
there.
now that
Oh,
I'm
I
more
like it.
aware, it's a whole
I
different
mean, dude,
experience in the woods.
Tomatoes the
heads
size of your
heads
head.
Everyone knows
heads of
exactly what they're
cabbage
looking
this
for
big
that
up
hasn't been
there.
doing it
That's
for a while.
ridiculous.
Like Mark and Larry, you know, those guys are pros. I've
You're
been out
late
with
to the
Mark
party.
and Larry once, and with Mark actually twice.
Rewind.
To me, there's a difference.
But
and how you, because I've hunted my whole
remember,
life.
you do it like this.
You know,
there you go.
that's true.
There you go.
Basically,
Yeah.
hunting is just
Come on,
observation
Right.
and putting
do this.
things together.
Move on.
And
And tracking.
yeah, Mark and Larry are
Or
absolutely professionals. If there was
can't
ever
do the
a
other one.
professional Bigfoot hunter,
Or-
but knowing what to look for,
Damn it!
it just has to come down to experience. I
Can't do
think.
that one. Darn
And
it! I mean,
a lot of guessing. I know if
oh no, you're
Mark
fine.
You're the
finds
best.
something,
Don't worry
he's
about
not going
We're
to.
just
He's going to do
being
everything
We're
he
just having
can
some
Yeah,
to
you're
fun
debunk
fine.
it,
here.
to make
Better
sure
late
it's
than
not
never.
anything
It's
else
damn
before
true.
he even shows it or
Awesome.
talks about
Yeah,
it.
we went through it, Johnny.
Now
Right
you might
now.
say something's interesting.
We did.
I got
We
some
did.
really good
It's,
stuff.
it's odd. I don't know if you watched that part or you just
Doing
kind
that
of
very thing.
Memory lane.
put that
So
out
this
there.
shows there's a lot of researchers that go out that are trying to
Finding all
confirm
11
that
verses.
everything is Sasquatch.
Right.
Everything they find, every stick break,
Every
is
little chirp, every
yeah.
little
this is them.
That's
So,
exactly
yeah,
right.
No, you can
Great
tell when
minds
I'm
do
out there
think
fooling
alike. It's the
around.
truth.
Like at least I think so. I think it's pretty dang clear when I'm being a fool, and when I'm actually out there looking around at stuff. You know, like there's a very clear, distinct difference between the two. You know, usually still.
Oh
in a
yeah,
cave either
probably
way,
might better Mike Jones.
Well, that's kind of like the BLB. We have a serious side.
Cape and bunny ears.
Yeah.
We can be
Mhm.
serious if we want to.
Fair,
It ain't that
you know,
fun,
fair,
but we know how to
whatever I
get
feel
it
like
done
that day.
if we want to,
Right,
guys.
absolutely.
We don't always
Now,
want to.
you've obviously had a lot
Okay.
of things go on that you can, retrospectively say was probably these creatures. Can you give us anything more interesting or more notable?
Yeah, there's this one is I would probably
Thank you.
say was probably my first real
No,
and that encounter, and that was probably when I was about maybe 13.
Oh shit. Sugar.
And a few friends. It was again late, and again with Alaska, it's light out, but still in the trees it's kind of dark. And so we had I don't know, there's about 3 other people that didn't want to walk through the Campbell Creek trails alone, and they would just put these trail system through this woods, and it just started building houses through, and this is in the 70s, or early 80s in Anchorage.
Brought to you
And
by
so
Pepsi.
it was still relatively raw land all over the place there. And so
Roland coming
went-
through.
with all
Roland.
my hunting with my
Roland.
dad, I
Here
felt
we
very
go.
comfortable in the woods. And so I
Roland.
told him, here, I don't have any problem walking you guys through there, and I'll come back home, no biggie.
Walk me
And
through.
so, you're great, and
She's
so we were
kind of
walking
hot, like
through, and as we
in
got,
the next door neighbor way.
I don't know,
You
maybe
know,
a quarter of the way through, something
Eston,
started tailing
that's when we
us.
know.
26.
Hello.
And I thought,
Okay.
oh,
Is that
Come
your
on.
okay,
age?
this'll be
Duh.
Sir?
weird, but
Hello.
interesting.
Is
And
that your
so
age?
I had them in
Your birth
front
date?
of
Were you
me,
born
and I
on
kinda
the
stayed in the
second
back
day
to
of
listen
June?
to what was going on.
If you're gonna do this, a
They were
good sense
getting
of humor
scared, and I
helps.
just
If you're gonna
tried to
do
calm them down and
anything
keep them, like, just
except
keep
save
moving.
people's lives,
If
a
it's
good
a bear,
sense of
it's
humor
gonna come
always
out.
helps because
We will see
sometimes
it.
humor, you
and,
can put that into
know,
pretty
we'll
much
just deal with
anything.
it, depending
need
on
a good
which
sense of
type it
humor
is
to
and
have
critical
how
mind.
long. So I'm just trying to talk
To have
to
a
them through it.
very
And if it's a moose,
high level,
it'll
high
who knows what they'll do. I've
bedside
been
manner.
chased like they were
Your
carnivores.
points go
so
up if
who
you have a good
knows?
sense of
Anyhow,
humor.
so again, I'm like just talking
Right
through
or
it.
no?
But this thing
Well,
was
I heard
pacing
that
us.
the
I thought, there
DNA
is
works.
nothing
The
that
the
does
men
that.
that have a
Like bears
more
will
sense
track
of
you,
humor attract more
but not
mates
that long.
because it's supposed to
really?
make the female feel more. Laughter is contagious, and there's endorphins, and there's things that happen in laughter that you get, and makes you feel good. So when you laugh, you feel good, and people are naturally attracted to that. It's like a natural drug.
Big. So again, I'm
they
very
said
confused.
that mind genes
These
came from a
things
shallow
are
pool.
not adding up, and so we're walking
What does
along,
that mean?
and they're getting more and more
I mean, somebody
nervous.
dipped their toe in the waiting end,
trying
and
to reassure them.
out
Again,
comes Jake.
we will see this thing
Oh, the stork.
long before it comes out. It's not like a cougar that is just going to come out and snatch you. That's one of the things in Alaska. It's something like they're big. You're going to hear them and see them long before they come at you. So again,
no, unless they're a cat, they're going to attack from above.
Iron Dogger's kind of a cougar in a way,
of the trail. Right? And that's where, it opens up. There's the road right there.
Oh, no.
And they're like, okay, thank you. And they take off.
Ruby Ridge.
Stephanie and I are about to turn around and go back through. We turn around, and as we're starting down the path, this dude,
Daily Dan,
like I don't want to say at this point because it hadn't really registered. Something is standing
Aston loves
in the trail, and it is out with its like this, and the head was tucked deep in. So I'm thinking,
like a
and the chest cavity was massive.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
Because this was out there with a broken antler, maybe. And there's stuff hanging off. So again, and the long, tall legs, but they're
Aston told you you had a beautiful body.
Just looking at this thing, going,
would you hold it against him?
Whoa, this is weird. All of a sudden, the arm comes down to its side, and the feet go ankle to ankle, and it is just standing, and it is backlit, and it's all silhouetted. We just said, nope, we're out of here, and we bolt the other way. We had to go 5 extra miles around to get out of there, and I am telling you, I was absolutely terrified. Stephanie and I are both still to this day are like, ooh. That was intense, and we just felt like we had just escaped being killed by some giant, massive serial killer or something that was running loose in the woods, because again, doesn't click. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
your sense of humor.
Never.
None of that stuff ever clicked with me, even though I liked Bigfoot when I was a kid.
It's clear.
But none of that. None of those life experiences ever
even though it was silhouette,
clicked as this is Bigfoot until
that it was some
6 months before we formed the BLB.
Almost Neanderthal.
I heard that
call, very heavy brow ridge, and
then
just, it was weird.
Started doing some research, and then all these things just
I didn't
popped up in my head. And I know I'm being redundant.
How close was it?
But it's true, man.
It was probably about, I'd say, 100 feet away. Like, it was a pretty good distance away from us.
And what was the terrain like around you? Was it like
Could
wooded?
you describe
so
the
trail had
terrain?
just been cut through the
Was it
trees.
undulating?
So it was just freshly cut.
Crepuscular nature
and Campbell
to
Creek
the
runs through
twilight.
there, and that is full of salmon. So,
Salmon or chartreuse.
I don't know, and they were just starting to build houses in there and stuff, so it had just, the terrain was just starting to be a little bit disrupted.
Last train to Clarksville.
And, now they have a bike path through that path. Like, that path is a bike path now.
You got stiffed on your last delivery.
Well, it's not often that anyone that frequents the woods is afraid of nothing.
Yeah.
You'd have to think that maybe
Probably
subconsciously.
Yeah, it's just like you just
weren't.
Say, whoa, that was weird.
I heard
moving along.
Chiefs watchers on
No,
night.
I know I never did. Now I do. Now I walk outside in the morning. I'm like,
bits of information you're taking in, but you're only processing consciously about 2,000. If you put that in terms of computer terms, bytes, bits, whatever in your brain, you're subconsciously paying attention to a lot more than you are consciously.
I love when y'all
and
take care
fear is some of those safety mechanisms.
Have we done that yet?
So.
For you guys to be
maybe it's just natural,
afraid like that.
Maybe we're just maybe our mannerisms
exactly
are kind of
what
the
it
same.
was, or not even not even go there.
Every
goddamn maybe it's a protection thing.
It's
definite.
It's a rough out there today.
You're disconnecting.
They were though
from
windy.
From
you were right out in
I guess discovering a reality you really don't want to discover.
It spit snow twice,
especially in the moment.
It's weird.
All right now.
Yeah, I don't know. And like now,
We got the
when
best
I ask her
moderators
about
on
it, you know,
YouTube.
we just kind of laugh and go,
Oh,
"Yeah, we know
there
what
you
that
go, Jake.
was." But
Yeah.
it's just
Ernest P.
at the time,
Does it scare you more now?
Know what I mean, Vern?
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Would've-
like especially
God,
like
I love
mountain
that guy.
biking.
What a
Like,
great
there was an
fucking dude.
incident
That
where I
guy's
was mountain
shows are
biking,
so
I was just
ridiculous.
Know what I
myself,
mean,
and
man?
I am, you know, I used to race mountain bikes, so I'd go
Yeah,
off.
that's
trail
right.
all
My
the
mother
time.
loved Ernest too.
Cross-country
She
racing,
she
you know,
used to
you
ask
can
me all the
race a
time. Know what I
train,
mean,
so
Vern?
training, I
She still
really
does.
put myself through the ringer. So I'm just cruising through the woods and just thrashing. And I come up over this hill and come up down, and I come up on these trees, and they're all weaved through, and they look like a spider web, and they're not little. They're not the little alder. They're big. And I thought, woo, and I just all into the brakes, just about off my bike just in time. And at that, the reason why I was kind
Judy?
of moving, because something was coming. Like I could
Sup,
hear
Judy?
something coming, and it's like, oh geez. And
And
as
we
I'm
are
standing there,
live.
and I've got
Oh,
my bike,
geez.
I'm off my bike, and I'm thinking, okay, this is where I die. That is exactly what was going through my head. That thought right there. This is where I die. Because I was thinking, this is how bear gets people or animals or anything, because you're not going to get through these trees. You're locked in any which way you go. You're stuck. And it was like a channel. It was exactly like a channel.
It was a kill box.
Yeah, exactly. So
There's
I
none
just
better
picked my
than
bike up,
shit,
and I'm
Mark and
trying to
Larry,
like
bud.
get through this. And you know,
Mark
my
and
race
Larry.
bike was like 23.
Bring it on.
I can't say that.
So I'm
'cause
like trying
everybody,
to navigate this
everybody's
stuff,
great.
and I am
Yeah.
have this
Something about
absolute
those guys.
terror is coming over me that
Oh,
I am
hold on.
about to be getting eaten by
Genuine.
whatever
League
is
of their
in
own.
those
They are
woods, and I'm like,
genuine.
forget it, and I just chuck my bike, just literally just
Love-
throw
love
my expensive
hearing
racing
those
bike,
two
just huck
laughing
it
back
over
and
those
forth. It's
logs,
Great.
jump
Great.
up on the logs, and
Like I
start
said before,
hucking through those
laughter's
things. And I'm
contagious and
looking,
therapeutic.
looking,
It's a
and I'm
drug.
just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm
It's been
gonna die. This
proven.
is
It's
where
a
I die.
drug. Laughter's
That
a
is the
drug.
only thought that is going through my head. Is this
Their
is
interview
where
with Barry
I die.
there a couple
Jump
weeks
off,
ago. That was
get it,
great.
and you know, again, by this time I should
Brownie.
have seen that
Come
bear.
on.
I should have seen it. Get on my bike, and I start bailing off that thing, just rolling off that mountain, like
rolling.
Mach speed. And whatever came just a little bit stopped.
Why, thank you.
and didn't
I shaved
pursue
this
me
morning.
any further. And I thought,
I had her
Again,
down to bare
just
metal
got
when I rolled out of bed.
barely missed another bear attack.
You know, it just seems anyone that I've been to Alaska once, and it was
No.
in 03.
To Alaska
04,
we go. No.
early February. But I was
Come on,
working.
Aston.
I was in
No.
White
No.
Horse and took 3 airplanes to get there. The last
No,
one.
we're gonna get a copyright
And,
strike. You sing so much
so I don't
like
really,
it.
I'm not familiar with the Alaskan wild, but you would
Channel's gonna
think
get
like
taken down.
you're from there, people are from there that brave the Alaskan wild.
Looking
the
the
reality
No,
of
the
not
one
making it out
faces.
somewhere has
Look
to
up
be
and up. That's
pretty
like it's like
You know that's what
It's
Ruger's
gotta
saying.
be-
Come on.
in your mind all the
Oh,
time.
Brittany,
that,
she
"Oh,
broke up
dude,
with us.
I'm just
She's down in the down the camping equipment.
So
Down with the
Box.
camping
And I've
equipment.
understandable.
Where she
Many of
belongs.
those, like,
Yep.
too many to really like I said, when they started
She's
flooding
prepared
back,
for the next
it was
journey
almost
into the-
overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know,
the
and like
Squatch
as I
Notch.
sort of was telling my husband about him, he's like, "My gosh, your encounters are far more intense than
She
any
said
that
urine.
I've ever heard." And it's like, well,
This is supposed to be a
I
clean
don't-
show
that's-
too.
yeah,
She's on the
said
show
urine.
saying urine.
they
Your
are.
encounters.
Like,
I mean,
it's
come
just,
on.
They're pretty
This is
intense.
supposed
That's
to be
true.
clean.
So let's
We've
keep
heard a
it
lot of
clean.
them.
Urine.
Carrie, come on. Will you control your
Like
guests,
between
Carrie?
Mark and
Come
I, we've
on,
probably
please.
heard
She
just
really
about all
is.
of
Idea,
them
it looks like
that have
this-
been- that have been
This
carried.
iron dogger. She's
and
What'd she say?
She's
Urine
not
what?
wrong.
she's
Urine
kind-
lock?
she's a black crow. She's hard
we
to
got
handle.
What'd she say?
This is-
Urine lock
we
or
got
urine
the
trouble?
last quarter of the
She
show.
said
Mark, you got
encounters.
anything?
You're
before we head
encounters.
to
She was talking to
questions
That's like a
in the chat
countertop
room?
covered in
Questions for Jackie in caps for us.
One thing that I am curious about, because I have not been on, like, let's just say the Pacific Ocean side as far as searching. Now that
I have.
those
I
forests
did
Oh,
lots of
wow.
redwoods,
just-
muirwoods up through there.
there's
Oh,
such
you got the
vast
view up there, bud.
wilderness there.
Excuse me.
How
the
do
coast.
you narrow down where you want to go look for signs of Bigfoot?
Aston.
Boy,
when
he's
I'm
just
in
Aston.
Alaska,
pushing the envelope.
it's places
Aston.
that
Gotta be
I
careful.
know.
You better be
that
careful. We
have-
do have moderators on
Like
here.
I know in my head have a lot of like the
Don't let
trees
Miss Lane
and
get you
the eerie
talking like
feeling
that.
where I've been, you know, like just
Yeah.
in
Oh wait,
Actually, we don't have any
I don't
moderators.
know.
So a
Yeah,
lot of
Do we have
those
moderators?
I don't
I've been
think-
that's where
well,
I've gone
you
to
know,
in my, you know, when I
yeah,
started doing
no,
this
there are,
last year.
there are.
That's
Please, if there's any
where
moderators
I
out there, please.
event, you know, started going networking. My husband is way more familiar with this,
That's
you know, this
needs a
place down
cold
here.
gold.
shower.
He needs a golden
Really
shower.
fun and like picking out
Gold,
different areas. Like,
shower.
oh, I want to take you
Jake,
here.
Gold,
and,
like a
you
grenade.
know, and one night my son and I,
No, we're just kidding.
my husband had already gone up to
Boom.
Alaska, and my son was
LIB, you
finishing
know what I'm
up,
talking
We've never
about.
had to
his,
use a moderator.
last
We
part
should
of his
do
school year.
a
And so I was like, well, we should go
BLB
camping
goes to
together,
the
just
island.
you and I out there.
Long
And
Island
so
Bigfoot.
we went and asked,
Crossover.
Yeah.
my
Long Island
father,
Bigfoot,
you know,
cool.
anywhere
Hey,
that,
so
you know,
we-
would
Long
be
Island
really
Bigfoot right
cool
there,
We
yeah.
could
spot
head
out in
down
the
to
woods,
Long
far
Island
away, 'cause we
Bigfoot's
don't like
house,
campgrounds, you know, we
hang
don't wanna see
out,
people, we
squatch
wanna
at
be
his
away.
place. Then he can
Not
come
like
up
Alaska
north,
away.
squatch
And
at our
so
place.
he
We'll
pointed
see how
us
things
into
get done.
a direction.
His neck of the
you know,
woods.
like,
Daily
oh,
Dan
here,
needs to be a
out
mod.
there,
Why
you
isn't
know,
Daily
and so
Dan
we
a
went,
mod?
and that night
Fuck Nolan.
was
Oh,
crazy.
Sorry about
man.
that. We
And
gotta.
I need to
We'll be
try and
seeing
find
Nolan
those
this
recordings,
Jeez,
weekend.
Nolan, let me
because
Actually,
my
write that
son and I
down.
were joking that it was like
See, I'm gonna have to watch this interview all
a
over again.
lost cow circling.
well, you know, this is
circling
more.
around
This is
us.
more than just an
It wasn't
interview.
an elk.
This is a
You know,
reaction
Some
but
video.
definitely that's what I was first
Some
thinking.
try to
Like,
water.
oh, maybe this is gonna be an elk.
Yeah,
but
it's a
it
reaction
wasn't,
video of
and
sorts.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was really crazy.
Of
And there was
sorts.
this one bird that every time that
not
thing
for a
made
person.
this weird. I don't
Weird
know
what?
what kind of sound to call
Not
it.
for-
That bird would go off with it, and so you know, we were joking the whole night, like, oh yeah, we definitely had
Put on the
had
cloak.
something out there. And when we came off the mountain, one of the guys that live in the farms down there, we stopped and talked to him, and he's like, "Oh, did you guys see a monster up there?" And I went, "Are you kidding me? Like, is this for real?" But he would not go any further. Like, he would not. That was all he would
Deal,
say,
Long
and he just
Island.
kind of laughed
Nice.
it off. Just,
Hall monitors.
just, no, I want
Guess what I did
no,
to them,
need to talk to
Rubes?
you about
I
that.
just ignored him.
Narcs.
Nah, I just
Well,
said,
we
hey,
have-
I
we do
just
have,
lied to him.
I
I said,
found a
do you know who
question.
my
Here's one.
father
Again,
is?
make sure you guys put
And I
those in
walked
caps
away.
because I saw them.
My father
before,
drove
everything
school
written
bus
in
for the
capital
school.
letters. Strangeland. This is our.
Do you know who
buddy
my
Todd.
father is?
When looking at a
Fuck
low
away from me.
population and your
Oh, dear.
experiences,
Who the hell
do
you're
you think
talking
they are
to right
common
now,
in
do you?
Alaska and just not
Hall
reported?
monitor.
Yes,
My
I
ass.
would, knowing Alaskans and even myself, like, had this come through and I was still in my career and still hot in my racing, no, that you would never.
Iron Dogger, you're still hot. It's okay.
In your racing.
because I would never
Oh,
put
in a
myself
racing.
out like that.
Well, for a lot of people, it's just common
Just-
knowledge, and there's nothing to report.
Showing some
And that
It's
is
just
the other
one of those
thing. It's
things.
like,
1989.
it's so common up there that they're not like. There's this the satire thing, you know. There's that, but then there's this. It's so common that it's like, why talk about it? Why even discuss it? Like, it's normal.
It's
just like
ubiquitously
seeing
known,
a moose, seeing a bear.
like
It's
the
it's so
crepuscular
normal
nature
that
of these creatures.
every single Alaskan.
It's like
Has
there
a bear
goes a
encounter.
white-tailed deer.
Is a
You could just pretty much any Alaskan that goes outside has a bear, moose. Like, they have some kind of encounter that they can tell you about. You know. So,
Can you imagine
again,
a bear
it's-
moose? What
I
would
don't know
that
if
be
it's the
like? Just
lifestyle
a
up
bear
there
moose coming through.
or what? But
It's
again,
gotta
I
be
think
the
once it does become mainstream and it's more acceptable,
Whoa.
I think we are going to have a flood of stories coming out where people are like, "Yep, here it is," and then we're going to see pictures.
That may or
have
may not be
video,
true. That
we'll
may
have
or
all
may
sorts
not
of
be true.
stuff
I mean,
People kept hidden in their little,
you're,
Sure.
you know, like they don't want to tell anybody for whatever reason.
Well, look at sighting
I don't
reports
know, it's
now.
pretty-
Look at
pretty
Alaska.
interesting.
There are very few.
pretty
out of
interesting
Alaska.
thing she just
Right.
said.
And to
right
me,
there.
being
Really
from
well
the
said.
South, there's not a nickel's worth
Like,
of difference
if it
between
does become
Washington and
knowledge
Alaska.
and they
Probably
do
a
discover
ton,
that
but
Bigfoot is
people-
real and they present them to
people,
the masses,
you've got there are
that
more sighting reports
all of a sudden all
out of
these
Washington
mass
State than
of-
anywhere else.
a flooding, if you
Pennsylvania,
will, of
I think,
sightings
is
will come to the surface
Pretty
because of-
close in there.
now people are
Around
like,
second, and
feeling
then Florida,
afraid of being called
obviously,
crazy.
a
or
lot of
something,
places that are mountainous.
Mm.
you know.
But as far
Like,
as
I-
sighting reports, you just don't get that many out of Alaska. So
No.
I agree. I think it's the people.
Yeah,
Scott.
it is the people.
Can Squatch, our buddy Scott, did you see facial features?
No.
Have you?
Like I said, it was
Sometimes you
silhouetted,
can't.
but you could
Barb
could
didn't.
make out just a few
Barb didn't see
details
facial
because,
features
like,
at
that
all.
brow ridge was huge, so that whatever light was there was, you could tell, like, very ancient.
Got to
Can
be
you-
some Okay.
Can you estimate the height?
That I would say probably 8 foot easy.
8 foot
That's
easy
why it
means anywhere
wasn't
between 8 and 10.
Making any sense?
You
Because
know,
if it was a
that's
human,
that's
it
just
wouldn't.
if you say 8 foot easy,
Like, it just
that's
that's where
between 8
my
and 10
my
feet.
brain was just having this constant, like
Huh?
the gears were just you could almost hear them breaking. in there,
Fred.
you know,
Yeah.
like,
Hey,
"Merchant,
bud."
what is this thing? And the head, like there was no neck.
Fred,
Like that's the other thing. Like had there been like a
That's the ball
distinct
guy.
like head, like that was the other part. That's why I
Yeah,
thought maybe
Freddy.
it was a
What's up,
moose
Fred?
because there was like
Huh. No kidding.
Here's
Yeah.
a question from Donna
Rooks,
Stokes.
thanks for
We
stopping
touched
by.
on this
Hey,
earlier.
Rooks.
Good to have you here for most
what
of it.
woke
It's
you to
almost over
realize
too. I
it's
mean,
big
we looked
guy,
at the
not a
video.
bear.
It's like an
I know
hour
you did
and
touch on that
maybe
earlier,
10
but if
or
you want to
1
just
or
kind of
something. I don't know.
summarize for people that are
Thanks
just
for being here,
oh, it was
Fred.
when
what's up,
I
brother?
finally heard some of the encounters from Survivor Man, and that's when it started flooding. and
Eyes
then
on
hearing-
roofs.
once
Peace
I
and
heard the
Haggry's brother.
Sierra
Be
sound,
safe out there.
It
Be
just
safe out there in the
launched
world.
clear.
Be
That's
careful
when
out
it
there
put me
amongst the
right
English.
back in that
Yeah.
tent and right there in the moment.
Put a knife right.
the whole
I wish
thing.
Iron Dogger was watching this or Carrie.
Oh, and Frankie Brown
Oh, they're probably out there somewhere.
just became a member.
Busy.
of
They're both
Bigfoot
busy.
Odyssey.
I
Thank you
know.
for that,
Doing
Frankie,
stuff.
very
Carrie's real
much.
busy.
She's
World.
going to be assisting us when it's
Nature.
168 in November.
Awesome.
And she has a question. And it's pretty specific. Have there been any
Tuesday
recent
live stream,
encounter reports
Paranormal
or do you
Roundtable.
know of near Anchorage?
Oh,
No, I'm not in the pulse of any encounter
Pulse.
like reporting or anything
Pulse.
like that. So I have
Pulse.
no idea.
finger on the pulse of the old blue.
I don't know if there
There's
is
a lot of people on the post
a
of the blue
reporting
line.
for Alaska or
I
not.
think a lot of people are living on the post of the blue
Right.
I don't know.
line.
Like Alaska Fish and Game, would probably be the only place that would get those kind of reportings.
A lot of people
That's the
have
thing
living on
about
the post
reports.
of the
See,
blue
here's
line.
Jimbo right here.
A lot of people have the pulse
Yeah,
of
for
the
sure,
old blue.
Carrie, and Seneca Park in Ohio.
Looks
See,
like Daily Dance.
To me, it is
He's
subjective because
trying to
just because
trying to
there
hook
are
us up
reports
with
in there
making sure
doesn't mean
that
there's a
yeah,
bigger
thank you, dude.
population there.
Appreciate
It
that.
has everything to do with the people.
It's funny.
You know,
The
South
community.
Mississippi.
There's a
Because
lot.
Y'all
like,
should
there's
make
lot
this a
else to
weekly
like, I
event.
think there's plenty other places for them to be.
If
than
we
in
had
the
the
face.
time, right, Jake?
Yes,
There's
it
no
is.
difference.
If we had, we'll
It's-
do
it's
more though.
almost
We should do
exactly
more
the
of
same.
these.
Well, we should
It's
try.
so-
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
It's harder.
Now,
well,
I didn't
some
know
of those
about it. I heard
sessions
about
we
these
could
things
use
growing
as
up,
a,
but it was always
yeah.
in the vein
Instead of
of,
doing a session,
there's a
we
booger
could do
gonna
a
get
live
you.
reaction to something. I
Stay
don't
in the
know.
woods.
We could put our
we were
finger on the
kids.
pulse. Well, we
But
got enough
it's
going on
kind
right
of
now.
known, especially people that lived in
focus.
really
We
rural
do. We
areas.
gotta
Look
focus,
at a
yeah.
sighting
Season
map.
3 is
in the
already
dots
upon
in
us.
we were-
Mississippi,
We were up
There's
till
a
what
lot
time?
there.
2:30 last
where there's
night.
just
Oh,
almost
way too
nothing.
late.
It's not
Brainstorming.
that there
Oh,
are
my neck hurt.
Sasquatch there.
Ah,
It's the people in that
And that's
area.
just like,
It's just nothing to
after
report.
family
Logistics.
time,
They might tell
after
the
work,
neighbor,
after
"Hey,
family
I
time,
saw
after
it,
dinner, after watching
There's a
movies.
family of boogers living down
Then
here.
we have
You know,
our
they were
time.
in my garden.
Then me and
I had to
Jake
run
do
them
our
out.
thing till 2:00
You
in the
know,
morning. We only
Just,
get 2 hours
things like
doing it
that.
that
So
way.
I think
then
it is
we got to
absolutely
get up
people.
next morning,
I don't
jump
think
right
that
back
you
to
can look at
work.
a sighting report.
There's so much we can
map
do, but I like the idea
to
of maybe doing
determine
another
population
reaction
or
video, maybe
population
just something
density.
different.
Well,
Well, obviously
because
something
of
different.
the
Does
nature
anybody
of
have
it.
any
Yeah, and like
any
with Alaska,
suggestions?
Like,
put them
consider
put
we
them in
did
the
a
comment
2,000
section
mile
below,
cross
please.
country race in the
Oh,
same
Anybody
yeah.
wants us to watch anything?
It's
A
a massive
reactions
state.
video?
It is huge.
You know what would be
You cut it in
cool
half
is if
and
we
it's
had like
still
some
bigger
shorter
than
ones.
Texas, So
Oh,
it is a
Shorter
yeah.
reaction video,
massive
maybe something that's
state, and we don't
like
have
anywhere between 10 minutes and 15
roads
minutes.
out into the woods.
Then we could just
like
do
down
it.
here in Oregon. I am blown away by how many
We might even
road
be able to do it
systems there are
remotely.
out into the.
You could
into
do
Oh,
it
the
at your
yeah.
house. I
woods.
could do it
Like,
at my
that is
house.
amazing to me because
I
in Alaska,
I
if
know
you're
we
gonna,
might be able to
like,
make it
there's the
work. We might
cities like
not.
Well,
Anchorage
he
and
probably did
Fairbanks
say.
and
He
stuff, but
probably
if you're
did say
gonna get out,
boogers.
you're gonna need an ATV,
Yeah, I said
a
boogers.
boat, a
That's
That's
plane.
what they're
Okay.
called.
You're
They're
gonna have
called
to
the
hike. You're
boogers
gonna have to
Now,
like
this
you're
down
gonna
there
have to
down
work
south.
to get out in the woods. So it's you're not far. It's all right there, but you're not gonna pull up to a campground and plug into something and have a heat. Like there's a few of those around, but for the most part, no. Like most of Alaska
She's
is
trying to do the
remote.
whip
and
and the
Iron
nay
Dogger
there.
is hilarious because
She's
Yeah,
doing that.
she's
no
got
doubt.
such a
And
funny
it's
ass
huge.
way
it's massive.
about having
massive.
fun and just being like goofy.
Dry Sierra
like,
Eberath,
but she's
which
like
I do
seems
believe
like a
is
smart,
Richard
put together gather
spelled
gal.
backwards.
Yeah. got her shit together.
Do you think
And
there's a
way
huge
smarter,
population of Bigfoot in
Jeez
Alaska?
Louise, boy.
Comedy goes a long way, Jay.
Yeah, okay.
But it also can put on a facade.
What's huge? That's
I would
that's
probably
another
say,
subjective.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
woodboggers.
it's so massive. Alaska
call them
and
woodboggers?
it's so huge and expansive. I couldn't see why not. Like when you get up towards Nome, like, there's no trees in Nome. Like,
Boggers
you're
or
not going to have that
boogers?
up in the northern regions.
for,
I don't think as
it's-
much, especially where the
it's
you
for
know, and then you
Bigfoot.
get further up.
This
on
is
the
guys.
lake,
I'm telling you right
guys,
now.
please.
But,
I'm
you
so
know,
sorry about
this
this.
Southern
This is
Woods and
serious.
This is
Southern
for
Alaska
This isn't
is
for this is
rainforest,
for Bigfoot
surprisingly. Like,
guys.
we've
This is,
got
we're really
the
gonna.
absolute one
this
extreme
isn't
to
for a
the
person.
other.
This
and the
is not
state,
for
you
a
can have a
person.
90-degree
No, this
is
is
not
temperature
for a
difference in the
person.
same
This
state
is
in the same
period.
area, so
this is
Wow.
it's a big
this is
one.
for
Yeah, it's
Bigfoot.
huge.
We're doing this for Bigfoot.
Here's another one from our buddy Scott. Said, I know she carries a
Huh, look at
454
that.
Castle,
Aston.
but
Look at what Aston
how does she
says.
deal with fear when encountering Bigfoot or bear? You don't seem like the kind of person that just freezes up.
No,
So
I think
Wow.
I
it
don't
comes
exactly
with,
understand
my
that.
dad
I understand
being
part of
around
it,
my
and then I
dad,
understand a
my
part of it, and then I
brothers,
understand the last part.
my
But I don't
brothers,
remember.
and
I don't know how
and
that
the
would
Italian
marry
family,
into a
so, you
show.
know, that all comes with
Please
the
enlighten us,
territory.
Aston.
They're, yeah,
Please.
we don't take it easy on each
Please,
other. But no,
please.
my dad, every time he went out hunting, I was right there with him. I was just hunting
Okay.
by me. Like I said,
Let me know what I
I
missed.
don't hunt, but I've been hunting. So,
Boggers, not
it's
boogers.
just,
I heard you.
know, always have carried a firearm.
Because they was in
and
the
I've
bog,
always
the
gone out
swamp.
with my
Yeah.
dad, like
Now
from
we've
time
been
I
on a
was
lot of
little.
bogs.
I was really little.
We're no cranberry
we were out
merchants,
hunting,
but we
and
know our way
we were
around
out
the
there,
bog
and
there,
there
up
was
there
this
to
track. He put his
up there to Camp
footprint in it,
Colby.
and I put mine in front of his.
Boy,
and
I
there
got
was
a nice
still
bog
room.
up there to
We
Camp
thought,
Colby on
we're on a big
Colby
bear.
Lake there. Was
We're on
it?
a
There's a
really
lot of
big
ospreys
bear.
up there.
And as we're coming up to this
There's
hill,
a lot of
get to
sandpipers
the
up there
top of the
too.
hill,
Kingfishers
and all
galore.
these other hunters are.
Galore.
Did you see those prints? And they're all looking for
There's
that
also
same big old because
albino
everybody's
river
saying it's a
otter.
big bear. These are all hunters,
And
you know,
in
grown
the
men,
bog,
you know. So they
we
were
had to
surprised.
everyone
Dad
put a
has me in
blindfold
tow.
on and
So we go
put
back
your
to
arm
camp.
on the shoulder of
He
the
goes
person in
back
front of
out
you,
by himself to
walk
go
through
look
the
for this
bog,
bear.
and then all of
And
a
this
sudden, boom, like the shoulder just
this
dropped
dude comes
down.
out of the woods and
And he
he's
dropped
just
down to,
white
like,
faced about
almost
peeing
your
himself.
chest
And he
height
looks at my
walking
dad,
through,
who looks like
like
he
felt
is
like not quicksand,
set
but pretty
for
near.
you know
Suck my dick.
for the long
That's what
haul.
happened to a
Just
bog.
put it that way. He's an old
Oh,
Navy guy. He
quicksand
ain't
fog.
fooling
Yeah.
around.
No.
So
One time over in Minerva, they
the
only
guy's
found
like,
the
"Please,
guy's
can
hat.
can I walk with you? Please,
What? He
please?"
sunk
My
through
dad,
the bog, and the only thing they found was his
no
hat.
problem.
He had one of those duster hats. That was
Yeah.
the only thing.
But you know,
He went,
there's
right
there's
through,
no reason to think
drowned, got
Sasquatch
lost
because there's
down
plenty of
below,
other things to
and the
be
only thing
that
left was
afraid of.
hat.
Right.
Just
there,
like that episode
essentially.
on
So there's-
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, no reason.
Yeah,
to just
I mean,
frustrate them.
I could see
Oh,
how they would
yeah.
assume
It happened in
Same
Minerva
thing.
when I was a
it
kid,
just
dude.
a bear.
I
Totally
double
remember it. On Minerva
Yep.
Stream.
Yep, I have a print. I should have
There's a
had
boggy
it off the
section of
wall for
Minerva
you
Stream.
guys because it
Between
covers my
Hewitt's and
face. Like
up Slippery Banks
the
way.
bear print that I have on my wall is
Guys, it's
this
true.
big across my face.
This is true,
Sure.
guys. This is
Yeah, I think I've seen that on your channel.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
huge.
I mean,
and
really,
the bear
this-
that it belongs to
this show
is
is
in
really
the
for- this
is
for one
above
per-
it.
it's not
you
for
know,
one
and that
person.
one's called
That's all.
Ears. It's out in Katmai. Like
This
there's
for big
there's a
fuck.
camera you can watch at Katmai that has all the bears and they all have
Hmm.
you know different names or
Oh, I like
numbers,
that.
and
I
you
like
can
that.
watch it
Aston,
all day
but you know
long,
what? Without
24/7,
anybody's
and they're
permission,
out
we
there
we
eating
got Carrie's
salmon, and
permission ahead of
it's
time to
pretty
do this.
awesome.
He's a what I consider a pretty good friend. of
All
ours.
right. Well,
Right?
we're
you
out
call
of one on mark. I
Godfather?
want
So,
to take one more.
if
I
we
saw
can-
this one
if we
here.
can
I
get
know there's no way
somebody
you
or
choose
some-
that you're gonna know
Some way
this.
that we can do it without pissing. I don't want
Obviously
to
true that the big guys get as big as 14 feet tall.
Maybe
But
Maybe we'll
since
do.
you've been
Maybe we
away,
could do reaction
have you
videos to
heard
our
of
own shit.
anything that big? I mean,
BLB
I've heard somebody mention a
watches
20 footer.
BLB.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
but just
what if we get mad at
I
ourselves?
haven't,
What? Why
No.
don't we?
but I am really.
What if we get pissed at
really
ourselves?
Intrigued,
Years,
and
okay.
every like
Can
We'll
you
work
moving
on it.
back to
Imagine.
Alaska,
We'll work
you
on
know,
it.
I am definitely
Uh-huh.
like I've been asking my dad and a lot of his friends and stuff. Like he has a friend, and this guy very respected. He hunts bears with dogs and horse. So he gets out there.
That guy's got a
and
lot of
he
ass
is
fucking shit going on.
remote, and he's been doing this all over
Hey.
Oregon, Washington,
lot of
and
shit.
Alaska.
Dude,
He is
I can't
good at
hunt.
what he does,
You know,
and he
I'll
is
bring my horse and a
he's
couple
adamant
dogs
they
out
don't
here, and we're gonna
exist.
go
go hunting.
Come on, guys, let's go get some bears.
Like I've
on.
spent my whole life.
You do
out in the
this.
woods,
You do that.
Never seen one.
I can't even
Not
get my
two.
cat to come. I bet I can get my cat. To
Yeah,
come.
he is.
Guys, wanna see if I can get my cat to come?
Again, there's those. full
Yeah,
ride.
there are those
Can
people
anybody
out
get their
there
cat to
that
come to
because they haven't experienced it, they're
Right.
the masters of their
What if I can get my
domain.
cat to? I don't
They-
want her
they
to because
know
I love her so
everything
much.
that's
I don't
out
want-
there.
She's
I was
probably
that guy.
sleeping.
Absolutely.
But she would come in here.
And that
I know
when
it.
he
If I
does
called
see
her,
it,
she'd come right
I feel
in.
sorry for
She's
him.
the cutest
do
little thing
too.
in the world.
His whole world is going to come crashing in on them, and it's
Yeah.
going to be
Oh,
a
no,
whole
well.
different experience. Unless he does that disconnect thing.
Could be that.
She's
But
battling.
the main problem with that is, especially an older person,
She's
is your
battling.
paradigm is set. And now this thing comes in.
Battling.
You have to, it doesn't just fit in. Even though if I'm sure if he did see it, he could probably point back to a lot of lived experiences that he's had that could say, okay, this is probably what
We're
this
no
thing
expert,
was.
Aston.
How often you did the same thing. Jackie.
We would totally rip that a new one.
Has every reason to think that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you're doing
I
that.
don't- I'm not
If we-
mad
if
at
we
him.
could- if we could-
I do
we
feel
would
for
break
him.
that.
We'd rip it a new one.
news.
If it does ever
I
happen.
get that.
News.
You can
War.
swallow
Me
now.
lose.
There's
When
463
we got done
people
with it,
watching you live,
Be out live.
and almost 1,000 watching that are not in live chat. So
That's
we got
what they
about
had. They had
almost
like
1,500 people.
1,500
watching this right
people.
now, so.
All this.
And we
have
appreciate all
11.
you guys
That's nice.
hanging
Pretty
out
near
with
the
us
same
tonight.
thing.
Iron Dogger,
Pretty much
Jackie,
the same.
such a wonderful show
I mean,
and
I
wonderful
could
person
hit both with a
that you
grenade,
are.
probably.
Amazing sense of humor. You guys need to go and subscribe and check out some of her funny videos. They're absolutely
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, I need to catch up.
My
I've
good
been off
friend
the
Mark
Newbill.
Newbill, creator of Sawdust Beast. You
This
can
was a
find
great
him
show.
Thursday nights at 8
This
8
was a
o'clock.
great show.
8 o'clock p.m. Central for Beast TV. And
what
another
I wanted to do.
absolutely awesome show there. And
Go.
make sure you go and subscribe to Mogion Monster. Jackie's going to be co-hosting there with Russell
Oh, yeah.
And,
That's going to be going
what night
live
do
here.
you
in
know,
an
Wednesdays?
Is
hour
she
and
on that
change.
show tonight?
Yeah.
Tuesday
Really?
nights. That's going to be at 10 o'clock
Really?
p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern.
co-host, bro.
And
Damn, we
Thursdays,
gonna be there.
Mogion Monster is at 11 o'clock p.m.
We gonna be
Eastern.
there.
So they have a
Jake,
very,
We're pulling an all-nighter.
very
Oh, I can't.
Uh,
do it.
Jake, I told
good
you. I
camaraderie
told you.
over there.
Jake, I
You can go in
told
that
you.
chat. It's a very
Wait.
loose and
I should.
welcoming atmosphere over there on Mogion Monster.
Smokes
So
Moss,
we
Smokes
appreciate you guys
channels.
being here.
It's
Thank
like
you,
a family gets
everyone.
together and
We
does
are
fa-
not
it's like a
doing a
family
live show
roundtable. Smokes
this
channel.
Sunday,
Right near.
Mother's Day. So just want to say to all you moms, have a happy Mother's Day. Dads, step up. Cook dinner. Clean the house. Something.
Hey, I
like
just
it,
want to
Carrie.
add one thing.
There's
Mark. I just want to congratulate
So
you
good.
again on being
So good.
inducted
Hey,
in
Austin.
the Iron Dog Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what a blessing it is that you're a cancer survivor and you have this wonderful personality. And it's just a joy to talk to you in the chat room. And if you would, just for me, if nobody else, say tubers and footers.
See it, tubers and footers.
Yeah.
That's not how you do it. Though.
Come on now.
Tubers.
Money, tubers and footers.
There you go. That's better. That's better. Yeah, Jackie, I know we probably didn't even come close to scratching all of your encounters, but we'd love to have you back anytime. As a
Maybe
matter of
there
fact,
is
I'll
room
give
for.
you some time to
Remember,
get
we said in the
over this.
beginning.
Well, yeah.
Maybe this will give us some
Thank
insight.
you.
Maybe
Love
there
to
is
have you
room
back.
for Iron Dogger on our
Yes.
show yet.
Well, you know,
So we can.
What if
we
Iron
can talk
Dogger
some
would be
more
on our
about
show, Jake?
Your Alaska.
I was afraid they
experiences,
would-
if Nothing else.
Jake.
But thanks everybody for showing up here tonight. Mark,
Cover
thanks
all of
so
the,
much for sitting in for Brad. You do
turn
y'all do
over all
just
the-
awesome work.
New Bill.
So all right, good night, everybody.
Love you, bud. New Bill.
Look at him.
So awesome. So awesome.
Man. Boy, how do we?
And
boy,
and then what is it? Just these two dumbasses here.
Oh,
What do we got to offer? What do we got to bring to the table besides a whole lot of nothing? Jake, I really do think that we should try. We should try to. I mean, we got a lot on it. We have guys, and when I'm saying this, I'm dead serious. I know we always say we have a lot going on, but we have so much going on. It's
Hey,
nuts.
Rob. What's up, brother?
We're gonna try to get Big Rob. Awesome to see you here. Awesome. We're gonna try to get some mountain stream things going together. I know we have. We spoke of one earlier, maybe like a month ago, that we're trying to work out. We just got to, Jake. We just got to schedule that.
Yeah.
We talked about that last night.
It's great.
We got to schedule
Schedule.
our buddy,
Follow through. And
get him on there, And then we have a couple people scheduled, but I say we get right hot on this Dogger train. The Dogger train's hot right now, guys.
Boy, there seems
the Dogger train is hot right now.
There's a lot of hullabaloo on the pewter webs as of late for this iron Dogger.
Jack, these potatoes are delicious.
Oh,
Jack.
these are delicious. Oh, James, these are delicious.
Will the boys
rip some old Hoffmeister?
will
Cruising the way it could happen to me. I just shut the shit down so fast, so quick.
Lightning McQueen
Starting to break down.
Smoothie
Now,
is just
Jake, come
waxing
on, Jake,
beans.
enough.
They
I
go
just
from the ground in rows.
So thick.
What the hell is that? Where did that come from? Who's this guy? What? Oh, are you serious?
Are you serious?
Now I know.
Are you ready to rock?
Oh,
Hoffmeister.
man, man.
Yeah, I know,
Jeez.
right?
I
Let's
got
see here.
like-
What do we got here?
Oh man. Crap. I forgot.
How are you supposed, Jake?
I should have charged it. I know you said charge it, but I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna charge it for an hour, but I should have, because geez Louise. If we stay up that late.
Dude, that's a good idea. I mean, on paper, Aston, but honestly, nobody's touching our creative process, because that's the only thing that keeps us going. This is why we do it. We don't do it so we can push content out. We don't do it because we do it because we like doing it, and we don't want anybody else to. It would be a moot point to have somebody else work on our stuff, just because that's what we like doing. That's the hobby. That's the BLB hobby, right, Jake?
Yeah.
BLB hobby. We do have a lot of irons in the fire. We do have a lot of stuff to catch up on. But hey, Western New York Bigfoot. Good to see you
What's
guys
up,
too.
buddy?
Holy cow!
Oh wait, was those guys? Those guys.
Now, so you know,
guys are
Western New
guys.
York Bigfoot. You know, that's my old stomping grounds. Is Western New York. I mean, I'm from Lockport, New York. I did live a time in the Finger Lakes region, which is considered southwestern New York, over there to Ithaca for a little tour.
I hear it's gorgeous.
I lived in
there.
Rochester, New York, which is
That's
definitely
gorgeous.
Western New York. But yeah, my family's from the Buffalo area. I'm not sure if you've ever been to Reed's. In Lockport, the hamburger stand, Reed's. It's
Down
a
there at
local
Reed's.
icon. But yeah, good to have you here. Good to have you here. We have what do we have, Jake? We have irons in the fire. Is that what we have?
Yeah.
Actually, we don't have to have these on anymore, do
He
we?
knows Lockport.
We're not
Thank
listening to
goodness,
anything
boy.
else. Get these off. Whoa, it's like a whole new world.
It's like I was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
It almost felt like Joe Rogan was right here in my living room.
Except I think if you're
You know, Lockport. That's cool. That's cool. That's where I'm from. I remember as a child being nice. I went back to visit years later, and I was like, this place is a goddamn shithole. You know what I'm saying? Swear jar. Jake, well,
See, the thing of it is,
I hope people like the show.
well, thanks for tuning in to watch our reactions.
Reactions video. That was it.
Never did been this far before.
I think we should continue to try to reach out to Iron Dogger and maybe possibly get Iron Dogger on our show, and possibly research maybe doing another reaction video to something a little shorter, something we can manage, maybe even two from my house and your house at the same time.
Yeah, a double. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think we could.
No,
we could do it.
We could do that.
Be something different. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Let's see here. Till next time. And Daily Dan, thank you for all your support and your spreading the good word. We're sorry that you haven't gotten your blue wrench that Nolan was supposed to give you. When was that, Jake?
Man, Nolan,
A while ago.
Boy, you're right on
He's
the
slipping.
ropes.
So you'll get it.
Sven
We'll get it.
material.
Yeah, Sven document material, exactly. So
Jeez.
I mean, Sonia, thank you for showing up. Great to see you here. Everybody else, thank you so much for stopping by. We have things that we got to get accomplished. We have more homework to do this evening right now. Me and Jake got a lot to do. So You guys, love you. Be good. And we'll catch you on the next time.